Let's be clear. When you see this, 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 when you see the checkerboards on the
in the bathtub, they show water, but it's symbolic. The water, their water, is symbolic to blood. Right.
This is a Masonic Bible.
They know which president they're going to make. They make them. All this political stuff, right, that's just BS. That's bull.
That's the indication that someone has placed some type of witchcraft on a person, like some type of...
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Look at you.
Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me always. Money coming in all day. Money coming in all pay. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just...
All right, brother. You said that you had also Masonic, right? Masonic,
Yeah, well, my career in law enforcement, I actually joined the Brotherhood of Freemasons.
Okay. Yeah, how'd you get into that? How'd you get into that?
Man, you know, a lot of cops are involved with that.
Really?
Oh yeah. It's a thing that I'm not saying you must do, but 95% of them do. You know what I mean?
Now, what's the benefit out of it? Like, what's the main purpose? If
Actually,
95...
for me, if you're going to ask me the question, I think it was more like biblical history.
Oh, okay.
What intrigued me the most was they talked about King Solomon's temple and the Holy of Holies, and I've always been intrigued by it.
So this actually exists?
Yes, it does. It's the occult. There's nothing to be messing with.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you straight up.
All right.
And there's 3 phases. The first phase is enter apprentice.
Okay.
Even before you get to that phase, you got to be pretty much.
Hey y'all, welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny, and today we're talking about the Masons, Freemasons, and also all the people who are secretly involved in it and basically trying to demonize goddesses, witches, alchemists, but then they are secretly practicing masonry behind closed doors. Because if it wasn't so popular, you wouldn't see all the Freemason lodges everywhere you drive. There's always a temple, and a lot of people, including are part of this. And we have this man who is an ex-Mason going to talk about it. And when I tell you guys, these things are all around you, magic is all around you, people who are practicing these things behind closed doors, but you don't know it. Could be your neighbor or a friend that you don't even know is a part of this. Let me tell you, Masons study in the same book that goddesses, alchemists, or witches do.
In the bathtub, they show water, but it's symbolic. The water, their water, is symbolic to blood. Right. And they have to get in that bathtub. Even Eminem, you see him on one of those magazines. He's just leaning back, bare chested, with blood up to his stomach. Wow. In a cast iron, bathtub. And that's how they do their rituals. Everything is backwards.
Who's the other guy? I know. There's a lot of them.
A lot of them.
I want to tell you about this. This is a Masonic Bible. My grandfather was a Freemason. He was very secretive about it. Never, ever talked about it. None of us ever knew what went on. My mom says they never knew what went on at the meetings. After my grandfather passed away, my mom got a hold of the Bible. She actually tried to return it to the Masonic lodge that was in our town, but they wouldn't take it. Of course, when my mom passed away, I swiped this. It says, the real Bible of the operative lodges of the Middle Ages was a copy of the old charges. They are the Rosetta Stone by means of which scholars are enabled to decipher the history of the fraternity, about which little was known until the late 19th century. Goes on to talk about the keys of the mystery and the ritual of 3. If you want me to look more into the Freemasonry Bible, let me know.
So I used to work at this place, and I had this Caucasian patient who I was very, very close with. We would talk about literally everything. He used to be a smoker, so I'd have to take him outside for his smokes, and he would tell me stories. And he also used to be a 33rd degree Mason, and he had the books with the signature and everything. That is the reason why I was able to point out the Mason Bible that the young lady was showing in her videos. He showed me his Mason Bible, but he also told me that there are certain things that he was telling me that I could not really talk about because it's a secret society and there are things that you just cannot talk about. But he tells me if I ever need to share, like, that I knew someone who was in the Masons, and yes, indeed, all the things that they talk about the Masons do are true, yes, but also the Masons, there's nothing evil about it, but there are people on there who are just not great people, and they use the information and they're for their own personal gain. But the real story behind Masonry,
we already knew coming into tonight's Grammy show that it was finna be some wicked shit. The night started off strong with Kanye and his wife. Then you had Lady Gaga with her music video, Abracadabra, where on one scene, she's brandishing a cross in all white, and then another scene, she got on all red. I don't know what that means, but that shit looked demonic as fuck. And I already knew about Alicia Keys, but she the one that popped off the symbolism, as y'all can see by her hand, y'all. And watch this video. Watch what she say before she does that signal.
Tonight is a beautiful, powerful thing that we are cultivating. So, collective, to everyone who has ever been touched by the music and the message, Clive Davis, Anna and AKW, Dez and my brother Jay-Z, Team Rock, Adam Blackstone, Hell's Kitchen, the Most High.
She said to Hell's Kitchen, and then to the Most High, and she throws up that. Can't make this up, y'all. Y'all let me know down below in the comments. Am I tripping?
That phrase abracadabra,
Yeah.
that magicians used, that comes from the Talmud. It's an Aramaic phrase. Abra kidabra. Abra kidabra, which means I create as I speak. We create worlds as we speak. So in the Bible, think about it. In the story of creation, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. The world was created through speech with words. And so that's the first Hebrew thing that just amazes me, is this idea of words and thing being the same.
Abracadabra. That's exactly what Madonna's new song is called, Abracadabra. Well, what is abracadabra? Because a lot of people have been saying it from the Harry Potter movies all the way on. But do you know that you are basically manifesting with abracadabra, the word abracadabra? Because that actually means I manifest as I speak. And Madonna went on stage and performed a song that is called Abracadabra, and with the whole Grammy situation going on, and a lot of celebrities who are part of the secret society who basically have to put things out here and signs and symbols, but have to also tell you what they are doing without telling you what they are doing. And a lot of celebrities who are practicing like spirituality, alchemy, witchcraft, and all that stuff, they basically know the truth, and they are the enlightened ones because they have learned these information, but they cannot come out and just blatantly tell you because it would cause mass
programming. So
MK Ultra?
yeah, but it's to push an agenda.
Just an incredible amount of wisdom for life in our dealings with shaitan. Allah Azza wa Jalla is describing how shaitan got our parents, Adam and Hawa, salamun alayhima, to make the mistake that they made. What was his strategy to get them to listen to him? Not just what he said to them. We all know that he whispered to them. We all know that he offered them eternity and that they could stay in Jannah. We know that. But how did he do it? What method did he use? That method is important to understand, and it's captured in the first expression of the ayah, فَدَلَّهُمَا بِغُرُورٍ. Dalla is used when you draw a bucket. Like dal in Arabic is a bucket. And adla is to drop a bucket down and pull it right back up. You know, in the old times there's a well and you kind of crank up the water, you know, and you pull the bucket back up. This is adla. But dalla is to slowly lower the bucket, or to put a bucket, you know, for a very primitive way of hunting an animal. You have some food like a carrot or something, you put it inside a bucket and it's tied to a rope, and the animal comes and you kind of pull it little by little by little by little towards yourself, and the animal follows it. This is actually called dalla. Like literally shaitan didn't go out and say disobey Allah. He offered it a little bit, just a small little bit of compromise, and they listened, and then he offered just a little bit more. It's harmless. What I'm saying isn't haram. I'm just saying just don't take it a little bit easy, you know. And then you don't have to eat from this tree, in the case of our parents. You don't have to eat from, I'm not saying you should eat from the tree. I'm just saying at least check it out. It's a beautiful tree. There's no harm looking at it, is there? Now, look, Allah's commandment was, وَلَا تَقْرَبَا هَذِهِ الشَّجَرَةِ, don't go near this tree. So the first thing he says, look, at least you're not touching it, okay? At least you're not touching it. Just go near it. What's the big deal? And then when they go near, then you know what? It's not like you're not supposed to climb it. You're just not supposed to eat from it. Just have a little climb. It's no big deal. And it's not at one time. Dalla also suggests that these suggestions came a day, then another day, then another day, then another day. Like this was a process for this guy. It wasn't like he whispered to Adam alayhi salam and immediately he went and ate from the tree. There's actually an entire strategic, little by little by little winning over the argument that he's doing. فَدَلَّهُمَا بِغُرُورٍ. And that's what he does to us to this day. This is the reason it's mentioned in the Quran. That he drew them out with using this, and بِغُرُور I didn't translate, using deception. This is a kind of deception. In other words, there are things that are clearly wrong. You and I know that. There are things that are clearly wrong. But there are a lot of small, not as clearly wrong steps that are there that you should have the sense to know, if I take this one tiny step, tomorrow I'll be taking another tiny step, and then another, and then another, and before I know it, I'll end up in the wrong. So you have to put protective measures in place. And when you put those protective measures in place, it keeps you from falling into trouble. Now shaitan comes and he doesn't attack, or he doesn't tell you to make the haram into halal. Oh, that's too direct. And the Muslim will say, no, it's obviously haram. I'm not going to do that. He comes and he says, listen, this one little step I'm asking you to take, it's clearly not haram. That's not wrong. You could do that much at least. There's nobody that can blame you for that. And then people come and say to the scholar, to the alim, to the da'i, to the khatib, hey, so I know that doing, drinking is wrong, but can I hang out with friends who drink? I mean, I'm not going to the bar or anything, but sometimes they drink in my office. Can I just be with them? Just, because, they're my friends. Can I at least do that much? Is it absolutely haram for me to do that? And the scholar will say something like, I advise you not to do it. It's not a good idea. It's bad company. But is it haram? Is it absolutely haram? And he says, well, I don't know if I could say it's okay, thanks, I got my answer. It's not absolutely haram, which means I could do it. And that's how shaitan gets you to first hang out with them. Then they say, hey, we're going to the bar, you want to come along? Then you go to the bar and you're just having a Coke or whatever, and they're drinking their beer. And then eventually, one late night, it's a little bit of a, can you just slip some in? Somebody gave it to you, or they slipped it into your drink and you didn't realize. And you're like, well, I didn't intend to do it. And it's just one thing after another, after another, after another. SubhanAllah. This is فَدَلَّهُمَا بِغُرُورٍ. This is the same surah in which Allah mentions the story of Barsisa, who went little by little by little into sin. And this is not the occasion to tell you that story, but the point is the same. Shaitan will not come at you directly calling you to do the wrong thing. Shaitan will come at you to try to just compromise or get on the road to the wrong. And by the way, when you're on that road, until you do the wrong, nobody can come out and directly tell you, listen, by the way, this is wrong what you're doing. Because it's not wrong. It's on the road to it. And if you don't recognize that you're being pulled slowly but surely towards it, then you only have yourself to blame. This is why Allah's commandment to Adam alayhi salam, the advice to Adam alayhi salam, wasn't just don't eat from this tree. The advice was don't go near it. There's a big difference between those two things, And so you and I have to recognize there are some things that are clearly haram, but there's a road that leads to them. We have to watch out and not go on that track that shaitan's trying to reel us into. Barakallahu li wa lakum. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So the Illuminati. Every time people talk about the Illuminati and celebrities being part of the Illuminati and Freemason and all that stuff, they always get all worried, like, oh my God, the Illuminati is the secret society. Yes, it is a secret society, but also the Illuminati basically means the enlightened ones. So the ones who know the information that the other ones who are sleeping do not know. That's basically what it means. There's nothing too crazy secret about it. It simply means the enlightened ones, the one who actually seek the information, because once you seek the information, once you're ready, the master will present itself. So basically, once you seek the information to learn about what the Illuminati is and stop being so afraid of it because of what you have heard, and actually learn for yourself what it actually means, you won't think of it as this terrible, dangerous, demonic thing. It's all about learning the information. That's what it is, the enlightenment.
For today, so I'll be going to help out a lady. She contacted me because it was just a lot that was going on. So she set up a Zoom session. So it was a Zoom deliverance session, and immediately I could just tell that she was going through a lot. I immediately started seeing like witchcraft symbols all around her. So when I started seeing that, that's an indication that someone has placed some type of witchcraft on a person, like some type of curse, some type of spell, something like that. Now, in her case, a guy that she was dealing with, this was her boyfriend, she was dealing with him, and it all actually started from a glass of tea. So she was drinking some tea, and as soon as she finished drinking this tea, she immediately started giving her boyfriend, performing oral sex on him. So she said she doesn't know what happened. It's almost like something took over her. She doesn't even know why she did this. And by her doing this, of course, this is what it started. This was opened the door. So to find out, he actually placed something, he put something in her tea, and this made her do this. Now, after drinking the tea, and after her doing the oral sex, you know, everything just started kind of going haywire. She was feeling different things that was moving around in her body. She noticed that her energy was very low. Started having like a lot of nightmares. Started feeling like depressed with anxiety, and just feeling very paranoid to the point like she thought that she was gonna die, like thinking that she wasn't going to make it. He was putting like tracking devices on her car, cameras in the home, you know, of course, to watch her. She started losing weight. She lost like 40 pounds within a few months. So she was just dropping weight. She noticed that he was traveling to New Orleans a lot, and she said she felt like he was going there and it was attached to witchcraft somehow. So of course, you know, she prayed, and Yeshua started speaking to her through dreams. So she had one dream, and she saw a lady pouring gasoline in his mouth, and as he was swallowing the gasoline, flames were coming out of his eyes. She also started getting visions that he was a Satanist. So I started to see that he was a Freemason, he was a warlock, and he had actually put like a love spell on her. So this is something else that I see a lot. Now with these Freemasons, and of course I've made videos about them before. Now most of them don't even know what they've signed up for, especially the newer ones that are not like very high up in it. But he was like 33rd degree, so he's pretty high up. And he said, he told her that he was a shapeshifter, and that he had something in him, or some type of gift that no one could take. So again, he was a warlock, and most of them that know, you know, of course they think that they have these powers and they can do whatever to get whatever they want to get. So she said she was asking him, you know, are you doing something to me? Are you placing something on me, spells or curses or whatever? And she said he would just laugh and say, well, why would I do that? You know, just laugh in a joking manner. So again, Yeshua, the Most High God, continued to show her different things about him. Now, she said, of course, he wears like all of the Freemasons jewelry, and every time she's talking and asking him questions, he's constantly like laughing and saying, "No, I'm not doing anything to you. Now why would I do that? So just like I said, making jokes about it." So she said she stayed up for like 72 hours. So that's like 3 days that she couldn't get any sleep. And she said when she couldn't get any sleep, she noticed that almost like it was a vision, but she started hearing things through the vision. So she started hearing like a full conversation that her boyfriend was having with someone, and he was saying a lot of demonic things. So after this vision that she had, she said God told her after he leaves the house that she needs to run, she needs to leave. So that's what she did. So once he left, she packed up and she left, and she left out of the house. She moved out of the home. Now, of course, she's feeling like she's not gonna make it. So I did a deliverance session with her, and as soon as we saw each other on Zoom, she immediately started purging. So I hadn't started praying or anything. Things were coming out of her as soon as she jumped on. So once I started to pray, of course, she started to cough, kind of started to vomit up. It looks like a white substance where the demons are being destroyed. So things started coming out of her body pretty rapidly. These things were moving and coming out. She was telling me how she was feeling like a pressure in her head, and also she said that he was replacing her vitamins with different pills. So he was just doing a lot of stuff to her. So of course I was praying to push all of this stuff out of her. Now she has witchcraft spirits attached to her, marine spirits, the spirit of Jezebel, the spirit of Leviathan, and of course he placed a love spell on her. So I'll be traveling there to get to help her. Yeshua will free her, and this witchcraft, this love spell, all this stuff will be broken and to be removed. Everyone has.
I remember like 2 months ago I made a video when a lady basically said that her pastor, her husband, who is a pastor, basically used to try to demonize her because she was practicing spirituality or alchemy, and he was basically demonizing it. Meanwhile, he was reading from the same exact book. All the information that she knew was in her husband's book of masonry. So they were studying and practicing the same book, and even whenever they go to the church of becoming a pastor, they also learned from some of the books of the Masons. And she was saying how her husband's book have tarot cards, anything that you would find in occult practice were in his books. Meanwhile, he was a whole pastor preaching to the congregation every Sunday. And it goes to show you how they will do things in secret, like celebrities. There are signs and symbols that celebrities do that they cannot come out and tell you, but they practice in.
Not just Cassie, it's not just Kim Porter, it's so many other people. And by the way, in P. Diddy's case, the sodomy ritual, yes, the ritual that they use in order to conjure up energy, call it sexual magic, call it black magic, call it whatever you want, but they do that, okay? So never think that it's crazy and people don't do it. It goes all the way back to Egyptian chimes. It goes all the way back before Jesus. It goes all the way back. They do all kinds of energetic. It seems stupid to us if you say, I'm going to sacrifice somebody. That seems dumb. It's like sacrifice them for what? But energetically, they're taking that energy. They are consuming that energy. When that happens, they get more energy. Now, what I'm seeing, and this is specifically coming from the energy of Kim, because I've been asking about it. She was actually, when I see her energy, okay, she's a strong, vibrant, articulate, even in spirit woman. And she wants her family to know she's okay. And she also wants people to know that this is not done. And
People would get to learn this sacred knowledge. Masons would actually encode it into structures and buildings, which is encoded all throughout the world, throughout Rome at the Vatican, all throughout Europe, all throughout areas like in Bosnia, believe it or not, where you have the Pyramid of the Sun there in the Bosnian Valley. They literally had a system in which they can identify people who they called adept initiates, people who seem to have some type of ability to perceive things at a higher level or retain knowledge at a higher level or display some type of talent, or ability. And those people were literally handpicked.
So in conclusion, do I think Jesus, the Son of God, was possibly a Mason? Very possible. Was he actually working with magic and turning water into wine and helping the sick walk again? It was getting very much, he was an alchemist. He was very much dibbling and dabbling into magic. Call it what it is. I know that's what the Bible wants to glorify Jesus as if he's this special man, but he's literally a witch. When you think about it, Jesus was a witch. Jesus was turning water into wine. He was performing miracles and doing all these things. Not saying that people are here performing miracles like Jesus, but at the time he was handpicked as a Mason to practice the secret art and to study from the book of the Mason, the Bible, the Mason Bible. So Jesus is giving very much, he was that guy at the time. He was working miracles, feeding a whole population with 3 fish or however many fish there was, but I know it wasn't a lot, but he fed a whole lot of people with it. So therefore Jesus was tapping into different sources of energy to be able to transform or transmute the energy to work in his favor. Don't come for me. I know a lot of people who are just so head focused on this Bible that is telling them one story, because all it is a story telling them one story and not actually questioning the things that are in the Bible. Because how come a man he was a man, yes, and Emma says yes, he came from God who is the creator, yes, I understand that, but we also came from God who is the creator. Did he not create us? According to the Bible, he created us. So therefore, if we are the direct descendant of him, then therefore we are brothers and sisters of Jesus. So, all the things that Jesus was doing, we were possibly able to do as well, because you are the creator. Because let me explain this for a second, right? When I talk about the creator, I feel like a lot of people get in their feelings about, oh, how could you possibly give all this power to yourself? Well, for example, I am the creator of my book. This is not my book, right? This is just a regular book, but I created my book because at one point it was an idea in my head, so therefore I created it. So what does that make me? A creator, a co-creator. I find someone who is a ghostwriter to put everything together for me, but I also provided the information in order for them to put it in professional term, because I'm not really a, I'm not a teacher, I'm not a, but I had to get someone to help me to finish the work that I started, but it all came from my noggin, like I created it. So therefore it makes me the creator of that book. So therefore I am the creator, and Jesus or God was the creator of, the earth and everything that's in it. So it makes him the creator. But it's because he came up with the idea of creating the earth, if you believe this, creating the earth and all the people in it. So therefore he became the creator of us. So everything that you create also, you could possibly be the co-creator or the creator of whatever it is that you have created. It's not rocket science, it's just, whenever people talk about, oh, I'm the creator, people who don't understand the term like to attack them, saying, well, how can you be the creator? You're not God, you're not this, you're not that. And I understand that, but at the end of the day, if I came up with the idea of something and I created it, just like an architect, someone who built a building. They came up with the idea of how it's going to be the best way to create or to build this building. They came up with all the strategies of how it's going to make sure it's like firmly built and it's not going to damage, you know, when there's hurricanes and all that stuff. That person is the creator because they came up with the idea. So therefore they are the creator of that. So yeah, you are the creator. You could be the co-creator in your life or the creator because you have that right. It's your birthright. So when I talk about like Masons and Illuminati and secret societies and all that stuff, it's only basically the information that you don't know. That's why it's a secret, because you don't know it. But as soon as you know it, it's not a secret anymore because you know the information, you know. So like with me, I'm not saying that I'm like holier than thou and I know all this, but from reading I have learned these things, and from watching documentaries I have learned these things that may be foreign to someone else who just is not that serious about it, or who don't think it's that serious of information to learn. And don't get me wrong, it's your opinion, but if I've learned something and I know it, and I choose to use this in my benefit to benefit my life in a better way, it doesn't make me a bad person because I know the information. It just makes me someone who knows the information, you know. So when it comes to like the whole Illuminati situation, all that is just that you know, you are enlightened. You know the information that most people don't take the time to learn. And with me learning about, you know, the book of Enoch, not about it, but actually learning the book, reading the book of Enoch, and I have another book that's called The Hidden Secrets That Destroyed the World. That book cost me about, well, I didn't buy it, but it cost about $180. And someone who knew that I was interested in learning these informations ended up shipping the book to my house. It was a total surprise, but I learned a whole lot in that book, and I'm glad that they sent that book to me because they know that I would be interested in learning it. Although like I had to decode a lot of stuff in it because they don't just give you the information. You have to actually decode it and do your research and all that stuff. But I have been learning these things for a very, very long time, and I'm glad that I found a community that enjoys watching or even listening to those things with me. So I'm not just creating these videos in vain. You guys are actually watching the video, so I thank you. But you know, there's all information that are out here for anyone to research, so it's not something that I'm just making up off the top of my noggin, off the top of my head. Those are information that have been out here for eons. And with the whole Mason situation, the group Masons actually started with like black members, you know, but now it has been whitewashed, and a lot of the information haven't changed, but people change it to benefit them, you know. So it just like I was gonna say the KKK, not the KKK, but the, you know, when you go to college and they have the sororities and fraternities and all that stuff, they also learn a lot of the secret informations. So if you ever know someone who is in the fraternity and all that, unless they're just not learning the proper information, like the whole hazing situation, that's not normal. That's a ritual. It's a ritual. It's not just, oh, we're going to do this to join the group. It's a fucking ritual. And when people join like the whole sorority and all that stuff, you are part of a society, a secret society that does secret things that is considered rituals. If you know someone who is in the fraternity or fraternity situations, ask them about that. The whole AKA, not the KA, but the AKAs. Learn about what they actually learn behind closed doors, like the real stuff that they actually hide, that they don't tell you about. Because I had a friend who was in the sororities and she was learning some stuff. I was like, hey, I read about that in my book. Why are you guys learning about this? You're supposed to be just, you know, some fun group that, I don't know, you know, it's just supposed to be a fun college group, but y'all are really into like the rituals and the sorcerers and the sorcery. Like, this is kind of sort of witchcraft if you think about it. It's not just, you know, oh, we're just learning these because we're a part of these groups where we just all cute and everybody likes to match and wear pink and act all bougie and sedity and all that. No, y'all be learning some real stuff. Get into that. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. This is my take on it. Let me know if you guys want me to continue to elaborate on this more, because I really love talking about this. I can talk about like spirituality and witchcraft and all of these things all day long because I get all excited just because I want to share all the things that I learned and all the information that most people just don't care to learn about, or they're just too afraid to get into. I actually enjoy learning. So anyways, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. And this is per request. Somebody really wanted me to make the whole video with like the Illuminati and, you know, secret society and the Freemasons. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Try my best to describe what the symbolic meaning and the occultic meaning of those signs and symbols that this young man is talking about in the video that a lot of celebrities use a lot of the time. So the devil horn, they like to throw up the devil horn a lot, and some culture, especially like Italian culture, it's a gesture that basically warn off evil. It's called manos cunutos, something like that. That's how you pronounce it, I think. I don't speak Italian, so don't come for me. But it's like a protection sigil or symbol that you will throw up to protect yourself, or to protect yourself from the evil eye, from harm, all of that. So it's like a sigil to protect yourself, right? And also untrue rumors. And then when we come to the whole checkerboard symbol, which is usually the floor, a lot of celebrities would have, like Kris Jenner has the checkerboard floor in her foyer. So whenever they do practice a lot of dark art, so they have that because a lot of time it's like a reminder of the two world. So that's why I keep telling you guys, in real life, people actually are doing evil things. Not saying all Masonic people or Masons do evil stuff, but it's there, you know. It's there. You can choose to do evil, which, you know, if you do evil, evil will come back to you because karma is real. You can be the person karma, or the person can be your karma, depending on what it is. And also, so you have to understand how to protect yourself and keep yourself away from certain things. But just because you don't believe in it does not mean it doesn't exist. So that's why a lot of the time, a lot of celebrities will have the checkerboard floor, because they know the information that you don't. So the black and white checkerboard floor is basically duality, yes, no, the Gemini sign, which is the yin and yang sign, which is basically balance. So what is the other one? The two pillars, which also represent balance. That's why they always have two pillars, one on each side, to represent the balance. And what else? There's so many other signs and symbols that they use, which are simply mudras. They call mudras to basically there's certain point in your hand that you can touch to release different energy in your body. So for example, you have like pain, or you have, you know, you don't want any certain energy to attack you or to affect you, you'll meditate with different hand symbols and mudras to get rid of those things. So that's why a lot of the celebrities will throw different gang signs, just like in the gangs as well. We'll make a video about the gangs, but the gangs are initiated before they get into the, and you have to get initiated, just like before you do, you know, be a Mason, you have to be initiated before you join spirituality. Not all, but if you really try to get deep into it, you have to get initiated. That's why all of them have to be initiated. So into, like, how do you call this, a sorority, you also have to be initiated. Why does all these things need you to be initiated? Because some way, somehow, they are connected, they are intertwined. So you have to understand the signs and symbols that are out here in front of your face. All companies have a logo. What is a logo? A logo is a sigil, and a lot of people who have big companies will charge their logo so you can associate that item with a particular thing. That's why when I talk about the Coco Chanel is associated with luxury, high class, all of that. And also another symbol that I will talk about also is the Starbucks symbols. The Starbucks symbol is a symbol of a mermaid, a very, very popular mermaid that a lot of people are basically, and she's a female, so she is there. And I believe, in my opinion, the Starbucks sigil, which is what it is, let's call it what it is, have been charged to make people be addicted to that coffee. and want to go and get that coffee all the time. So that's my opinion. We'll talk about the Starbucks coffee again more time, but in this year you're going to start seeing a lot of stuff in the news about the Starbucks coffee, because this year is the year of the snake. And what is the Starbucks coffee sigil? She is a mermaid slash snake. So we will talk more into that, but that's what those symbols mean. So talk to you later. Okay, so I'm going to try my best to describe what the symbolic meaning and the occultic meaning of those signs and symbols that this young man is talking about in the video, that a lot of celebrities use a lot of the time. So the devil horn, they like to throw up the devil horn a lot, and some culture, especially like Italian culture, it's a gesture that basically warn off evil. It's called manos cornutos, something like that. That's how you pronounce it, I think. I don't speak Italian, so don't come for me. But it's like a protection sigil or symbol that you will throw up to protect yourself, or to protect yourself from the evil eye, from harm, all of that. So it's like a sigil to protect yourself, right? And also untrue rumors. And then when we come to the whole checkerboard symbol, which is usually the floor, a lot of celebrities would have, like Kris Jenner has the checkerboard floor in her foyer. So whenever on the show you'll see they all have the checkerboard floor in their homes. The checkerboard floor basically represents duality. It represents black and white, yes and no, as above so below, you know, duality, and also the force between, so the battle between two forces. So, you know, with a lot of celebrities, they do practice a lot of dark art, so they have that because a lot of time it's like a reminder of the two world. So that's why I keep telling you guys, in real life people actually are doing evil things. Not saying all Masonic people or Masons do evil stuff, but it's there, you know, it's there. You can choose to do evil, which, you know, if you do evil, evil will come back to you, because karma is real. You can be the person karma, or the person can be your karma, depending on what it is. And also, so you have to understand how to protect yourself and keep yourself away from certain things. But just because you don't believe in it does not mean it doesn't exist. So that's why a lot of the time, a lot of celebrities will have. Hey guys, I'm Jenny, and this is Shameless Plug. So I want to tell you guys about my Crown of Success manifestation book with easy, simple rituals and spells to manifest a life of abundance in your life. And those spells are so easy, even a child can do it. So this book is filled with different spells that I've learned over the years from my family, passed down from grandma and everything. And also those are spells that I've actually tried and I know that they work. So this book not only teach you step by step on the things that you can do that are so easy that a child can do it, but it tells you like the proper moon phase to use, alchemy, manifesting with numbers, numerology, and also the days of the week that best fit for this particular spell. So it tells you the timing of when to practice the spell, the days of the week, the moon phase. It shows you all the colors of the candles that you should be using and different planets. So for example, I show you like planet Jupiter is for Thursdays, and the hours of the days that you should be doing the spell. So this is an easy road opener spell. So I know a lot of people like to do like different spell work, but if your roads are blocked, of course your spells are not going to work. So it's good to unblock yourself first and then start using the spell, especially with the new years and the new days to come. And also I have some amazing spells in here. This is a powerful quick money spell. So if you're in a bind for some money and you're just trying to get some money, and I even have some easy powerful spell to win game of chance. So if you are a gambler, now I don't promote gambling, but if you are a gambler and you're just trying to make some money and trying to make sure you win, these spells will definitely help you. It tells you the best days to do it. So it says the best days to perform this spell is on a Thursday, Jupiter day. Jupiter is the planet of good fortune, luck, and expansion. Jupiter is the best day to perform spells that boost luck and increase your chance of success in any game of chance or any money spell, period. It has a list of so many spells that you can incorporate in your life with this new year to bring prosperity. And I even put some bonus spells on here, which for Saturday is a day to do like protection work. So I have a spell for like send back to senders. So I put some bonus spells on here, and then a protection with Archangel Michael. So there's so many spells on here. Removing the evil eye spell, so you can remove evil eye in your money and also in your everyday life. New Year home blessing spell, and I know it's been a few days since the new year started, but you can always do a home blessing spell any days of the week. As long as you need it, you could do it. So anyways, guys, this is my book. It's called Crown of Success by Jenny, and it's available on Amazon, the ebook and also the physical copying. So please grab a copy if you're interested in supporting this channel. This is a way to support the channel and to support me as well for putting out, you know, content every day for you guys to enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this book, and I hope you go and grab your copy, whether it's the ebook or the physical copy. I say have a physical copy, but it's really up to how much, you know, your wallet and what you can afford. So anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Mwah. This is a shameless plug, so just check out my channel, okay?